Perry.
You want to talk about Rick Perry?
Yeah, boy, what a disappointment he's been. He's just crumbling in the debates.
Oh my God!
He's like losing interest. Like the last half of every debate, he's done poorer than the first half. He's just not very impressive whatsoever.
He lost me. I was like in his corner. I was like, you know what? This is the best candidate that they have. They came up with someone good. This guy's got the military experience. He's a conservative Christian, very pro on Israel. He comes from. He's a governor of a major state. He's had 10 years experience. They've got a tremendous economy in Texas. I thought, okay, this guy's really a winner. And in one 30-second thing, he lost me.
Which one?
I did not know that in the state of Texas that they give a $100,000 tuition incentive to every foreigner to come enter America illegally and get a free education for their children. Unbelievable. Okay. What about us poor people in California? Can we get the same deal? What if I'm just a poor white boy or a poor Jew boy in California and I don't live in Texas? Can I have the same deal? Can I have $100,000 free tuition if I come move to your state? If I just run the border? Or no, I have to do it illegally, so we're giving incentives to... So there's two problems with that. One is we're giving incentives to people to break the law, right? First of all, we don't want incentives for any more foreigners to come in here, period. Right? We're up to our ass in foreigners in this country. But if they're going to come, respect the law, right? Do it right. Get, whatever it is, the green card or whatever they get, and come to our country and be a productive citizen or whatever, and don't start tying us down for all of our benefits, right? But if you're going to disrespect our law and break in through here, we don't want you here. We can't afford you here. And to come in here and give these people a reason to do it by giving them, $100,000 free tuition, I have a major problem with that, because we want to discourage people from coming. We want to have people respect the law. We want to prevent illegal immigration, and we don't want illegal aliens here. That's why we support SB 1070. Build a wall, scoop up all the aliens, and throw them out of here, right? So what does he do? He's working against us. He's going against. He's part of the problem because he's giving them incentive to come across. So I was like, oh my God. But then it goes further than that. Then he turns around to the... And they said, well, what about that, Mr. Perry? Governor Perry, what do you think about that? And you know what he said?
You don't have a heart.
He said anyone who sees these poor kids who were brought here against their will to America, and they're not, and they don't want to, they shouldn't have to pay for their education. Anyone who's against us giving them each $100K in free tuition is a heartless. And I was just like, my mouth dropped. And I went, okay, buddy, you obviously have no clue who is your audience right now. If you said these things, if he said these things in a debate for the Democratic Party, he might get an ovation, because there's a bunch of bleeding heart liberals there. And they all might want, oh, kudos to you, Mr. Liberal. But this is the Republican convention. You can't call these people a bunch of heartless people, because they're your voters.
Right.
He just lost all his support. You could just hear it crumbling. His entire election dissipated, and I, at that moment, basically threw up my hands. I'm done with him. And I don't know, where were you on this? You liked him too.
Yeah, and I still do. I hate his position there. But everyone is a mixed bag. He's definitely the most right-wing candidate in the race, and he's also got the evangelical Christians' support sewn up. So he's really tight with the evangelical Christians, which I like, and he's pro-Israel, and he's for low taxes and for minimum role of the federal government in your life. So overall, I like most of his positions. I hate his positions on illegal immigration. But Yeah, I don't have much enthusiasm for Rick Perry. I'm hoping that Chris Christie enters the race. I guess I'd support Chris Christie if he entered the
There was
race.
talk today on Fox News, legitimate scuttlebutt, you know, from people close to him, that he's now considering entering.
Yeah.
I think the timing is right now, for somebody new to enter the race. Because there's a market gap, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you had all these Perry supporters, like myself, who are disillusioned, we're done with him,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, we're not going to vote for Romney.
Right.
We don't want to support Romney, and like because like he's like the liberal, right? And then you have like Ron Paul, who's like the lunatic fringe, right? So like, who's like the strict regular conservative that has like a real shot at this thing, right? There's an opening for this. Like Bachmann was just, you know, pushed out of the side by Perry because we realized she's not everything Perry is, and then we realize Perry isn't all that we thought he would be. Now we're looking for somebody who completes the package, right? Now is when Alan West should enter the race because he has all the conservative features of these other people. He's a Christian right-winger, what you call an evangelical type. He has that going on, but he has something that the rest of them don't have. He has military experience, 20 years in the military as an officer. He has executive experience, and I personally believe it is immoral for a president or a commander-in-chief to take over when they have no military experience at all. Because they're sending other kids, we're in war right now, they're sending other kids or other parents' children off to go die. At least they should have fought in it themselves. This guy not only has military experience, he has combat experience. So it's not, he has the moral high ground. He's not a hypocrite sending somebody else's kids off to die when he himself never fought. He fought. He was in the front lines in Iraq and Afghanistan. Iraq on 2 different wars. So I think right now he should enter the race. I know he won't do it, but I think he should. Christie, I think, can go in there and scoop up everybody's votes.
Yeah.
But the problem with Christie, again, no military experience. Otherwise, I would be on the Kaine train. I think Kaine is a great candidate.
Yeah, Herman Cain.
I love Herman Cain, but the problem is no military. I think Newt Gingrich can handle his way around politics, and both of these guys are pro-Israel. Both of them are conservative, and I would support either of them, but they, again, no military experience. And I don't understand it because the Republicans have like 25 people running, and none of them, except Perry, have any military. What's going on? How could they end up like that? This is the first time I can remember like Republicans didn't have military guys up on the stage. I'm like shocked. So that's my take on it. I know you're going to support Christie if he gets in. I'm still hoping that somebody with military shows up. Now would be the opportune time. But I think I'm disillusioned with Perry. Although if he ran against Obama, I would gladly vote for him.
Yeah.
Right. But
or if it was a choice between him and Romney.
Oh yeah, Romney. To me, he's just a lying politician.
He's a technocrat. He thinks that he's a great manager and doesn't really stand for anything.
And he's just a politician, and like he waffles, and you get one answer from him this week, and those are the kind of guys that just make me, Lakewood Rob said something here that I actually agreed with. He said, "I have poor American friends in college who do not get that Texas deal for illegals."
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think everybody relates to this one. This is why I think that he's dead in the water, because it's very few families in America that can't relate to the following statement. I can't afford college either for me or for my kids or whatever. Why are we giving money to the illegals?
Yeah.
What about us? So this is just, I just can't see him winning the Republican nomination. I think he's done.